Okay, so it is summer. I guess, you know, that's basically how I'm gonna just start off all my videos. It's summer. It is summer. Anyway, so the garden has officially exploded. I mean that in a literal tense. It has actually, no, I'm not meaning that in a literal tense at all. But, I've been trying to film this update about 10 times now, and I thought I had it, so I went onto the computer and realized I only had half of it, and, I can't upload half an update, and a little bit has already changed ever since I filmed that update, so that's amazing. Anyway, so let's go over here to the potted plants. This is yellow pear. I concur. Nice clusters of flowers. I can tell by down here the pear-shaped. You can't really see that they're pear-shaped, but they're pear-shaped. That's all you have to know. This right here, believe me, this is not a plant. This is a propagation, and you'll know why this is here. Again, more little kind of failing propagations. I propagated an indigo rose, and I'm gonna bring it inside this winter, because I don't know if indigo rose, you can plant the seeds next year and it'll be the same thing. I don't know if they're open pollinated, I think it's called, but there's a nice little indigo rose plant that's propagated. Coastal Pride orange has fallen over because its fruit is really heavy. No little orange tomatoes yet I will say. Brandy sweet plum. Oh yeah, and I potted all these up. I came back from a couple week-long trip a long time ago, but I've been here for about a week now, and I've been trying to film this. I've picked these little guys off. Unfortunately, there's none that are looking ripe enough right now. But you know what? All I know is that I picked some off. Here we have a tomato. I can tell you. I have no idea what it is. I can just say it's a tomato, and judging by the way the cluster is formed, it's an heirloom. Yeah, it's different. Anyway, so this is honeybee, and there's a bug on me. There's a lot of gnats here because they really like this. Let me see if I can get a couple to come out. You guys can't even see that, but anyway, there's gnats swarming me right now. Oh my gosh, they're these little white gnats, and they're just so annoying, and they're jumping everywhere. Anyway, oh, that's a Virginia creeper, by the way. One of the problems that I've been having with these potted plants, and I think cats have peed and pooed in there, so I don't want to step in that. One of the problems that I've been having with these plants is these little leaf curly things that's going on here. It's really getting on my nerves. So this is honeybee and white rabbit, I believe. This right here is white rabbit, and this down there is honeybee, both cherry tomatoes. I'm not going to go into full detail on those. The aloe, it's alive and growing like a plant should. Yeah. I guess that's kind of what's supposed to be happening. Subarctic maxi, the tumbler finally started growing. I mean, seriously, it took like 3 months. Not really, but it started growing. It's got some little fruits on it. This right here, Subarctic maxi. This is all pruned because topsy-turvy tomato planters suck a lot. I'm just gonna say that right now because the water just drips down here, and it's just gonna, like, you can see on the tomatoes. I have hard water currently on these guys, so it's like, yeah. The runners, I'm probably gonna, I should put this up in the pot, but you can see I did one right there where I put it up in the pot, and I'm waiting for it to grow a plant, and then I'm gonna snip it and bring it inside over the winter. But I don't know, you probably see this, no strawberries. Proxus had a video on how you don't want to let them flower the first year, and I haven't had to clip one blossom off because they haven't flowered. I like that. I don't have to clip anything, but somehow, you know what that is right there? That's corn. Yeah, don't ask me how it got in there. I didn't plant any corn, and it's everywhere. Peas are loaded. They're huge now. There's something down there. I actually don't know what it is. We randomly planted it. I think it's maybe kale or kohlrabi. I think it might be kohlrabi. You know, peas being peas. Yeah, that works. I guess that's how you would say it. The glory vine. It is a glorious vine. It gets these flowers all over it. And it kind of dies as it goes up the stem. I don't know if that's a disease or that's just how it works, but we got glory vine seed pods. Look at that. Wow, glory vine seed pods. How amazing. Yeah. No plums. I'm just gonna go straight into the fact that there is not a single plum on that tree. That really cut like another minute out of this video. Yeah, this is the garden. So what I did is you can see right here, this is where that pathway used to be. These plants are very leggy, that's why they're so tall. That's not actually what I wanted them to do. You can see maybe there. Of course, right when I want to find a leggy plant, I can't find one. But I've been kind of using some techniques to get really some fruit ripening on these things, and it's really not, it's not like it's my technique, it's a lot of other people's techniques, but right now you want to prune off these little suckers and stuff, because I can't wait. Not like I'm, you know, excited for this thing to produce fruit, but I don't want it to wait to produce fruit, so it's as easy as clipping this off, and ta-da. You could propagate this. You really actually could. You could bury it about up to there. But you know what? I'm not going to propagate it because it's just how I work. So anyway, I've been watching videos of that. And what I did is, there's still tons of flowers. So believe me, we're going to have fruit on this thing. The bees have been doing their job. I'm seeing more butterflies than I am bees. But you know what? I whack them around a little bit. I get these things pollinated anyway. So down here, you can see that I've clipped the lower leaves off of all the plants. They used to be super bushy. I've been going around, and what this does is it helps it ripen a bunch of its fruit. It helps it ripen it, and later on in the season, there won't be as much blight down here because I've clipped all the lower leaves off of these plants, okay? Unfortunately, this plant right here, I clipped way too much, and this is, I thought it was just another extension of this plant, so I was like, might as well clip all the leaves that aren't in sunlight. Turns out it's its own plant, and it really needs some staking, so I gotta stake it up so it can get some light, because it's got flowers on it, I think, right now, and I really want to get the tomatoes off of that thing, because that was one that I planted late. You guys remember those. Anyway, so in here we have I'm just going to point out some of the ones. The pink ponderosas. These guys right here, the only brandywine that's not really in this bed or brandywine type besides, oh, yellow tumblers too, they're over there, but I'm not going to show them because they're so in the clump of things. So, I can't seem to find, there they are. There's the flowers. So these pink ponderosas are just about as tall as everything else. 2 of them. The brandywines are getting to nice, considerable sizes. I wouldn't mind if I picked off a bunch that are about this big. I just like the flavor of those things, so as long as I get brandywines. Over here, in the brandywine, we have a ripening brandywine, you can see. Beautiful pink color. I'm probably going to pick that actually tomorrow, because it's just ripening the last bits. I haven't picked a tomato off of a brandywine yet, so I'm very excited. We also have other tomatoes coming. I've already picked about 1 billion tomatoes off the black crim. There used to be a bunch right up there. There was one over in there that I picked. Yeah, and all the tomatoes are falling over. This black crim has fallen over. Cherokee purple fell over. I can see another tomato right now that fell over. So, I have 2 giant black crims with me. And this one is very beautiful. It has hardly, like, it's got a couple little things on it, little bit of scars, a couple little Zipper scars, oh my gosh. Reason why I said oh my gosh is because my camera was about to cut out. My camera only likes to take 10-minute videos. Oh, there's a little grasshopper. And I'm completely getting distracted. Look at him. Wee grasshopper. I just don't want you on the plant. Anyway, so, you know, my camera only likes to take 10-minute videos. So, yeah. This is pretty good. It's starting to ripen, you can see. It's really beautiful looking. It's a nice one. It's got a couple cracks, though. So it's not the most perfect one I've picked off. I've picked off more perfect. This has got to be reaching a pound, and it is starting to turn. You can see right in there, you know, it's starting to get a little bit soft on this side that's facing the sunlight. Even over here, it's starting to get a little bit soft. We still have more tomatoes, and I'm sure this black crema will keep producing. If it doesn't, then I'll somehow make it keep producing. Just a quick thing. Most of the lettuce is bolted and everything. We've picked a bunch off of this, but you know what? Probably just gonna haul it all out of here, let the romaine do its thing. I don't even know yet, okay? I have more tomatoes to show. The Mighty Tomato, we picked a tomato off of it, and I can probably pick another one. I was out here again today, and I noticed that there is ripe tomatoes, but a lot of them have cracks on them, like right there. They're getting way too much water. Well, it didn't have any water. Then all of a sudden, I put a dripper to it, because it wasn't on the watering system. I put a 2-gallon, but it hasn't even watered it yet, and we're getting so much rain. As soon as I put the dripper on it, it goes bleh and starts raining. So, it's falling over too. That's one of the things that I'm also noticing. Holy crap, it has like 3 ripe tomatoes on it. And pull those off. Mighty Tomato, by the way, it's a beefsteak. Big beefs. Got some fruit set. More problems with rotting, but I think these ones that I've got here shouldn't rot. I've also got more up here, and I'm just kind of pruning tomatoes as I go, because I really want them to set fruit and not spend a bunch of time on suckering and doing all that fun, fancy stuff. Anyway, so, you know, we come over here, not green zebra, black zebra. You can see the tags now, isn't that crazy? Actually, I never showed a video. I keep forgetting that I never put up that update that I filmed beforehand when I hadn't pruned the leaves. But I can show you, look at the production on the Southern Nights. It's a beautiful producer. It's got amazing tomatoes on it. Look at the production on that thing. That's one cluster right there. And believe me, there's a lot of tomatoes. Then there's a couple other clusters up there. And it's beautiful. As we're over here, we might as well show you the OSU black tomatoes, or indigo rose as they're actually called. That's their real name. And you can see that I've done some pruning. Chopped right there, you know. I don't want this to keep growing, actually, because then it'll grow out over here. I don't want it over there. So, just gonna put it there and let it do its thing. There's a bunch of black tomatoes. These things are as black as an eggplant. And I keep telling people they're literally as black as an eggplant, and they don't believe me. More big beefs over there. And I'm running out of battery. So, and also, there's a bunch of people working up in the dentist office, and I'm getting a bunch of stare airs. So, what we have here is, this is the conglomerated blossom on Cherokee Purple. One side is completely ripe, and the other sides are just turning. This side, I could actually slice that off and eat it right now. So, you know, we got Cherokee Purple, we got a bunch of the guys on the Mighty Tomato that are ripe. Cherokee Purple, I'll probably be able to pick it within this week. The Black Crim and the Brandywine, which I'll probably pick tomorrow, maybe with the Black Crim too. But I'm just going to quickly do the pepper bed, go inside, charge the battery up, and keep going. So, you know, the pepper bed, these are the Black Crims that I put in here. They fell over, and I've been trying to stake them up. Holy crap, they're amazing. And all the conglomerated blossoms have taken, but I doubt I'm actually going to get anything off of these. Yeah, it sucks, but I never pruned these. These are some of the tomatoes I didn't prune. You know, there's tons of pepper. Well, we don't have tons yet, but we got peppers. And unfortunately this year, I'm staking up my peppers. So, that's just the problem with it. This lettuce is turning the weirdest color because it's bolting. That is really awkward. Yeah, over here, California Wonder, whatever it is. What is this? It's Bright Star, so I'm going to imagine it's going to turn red. Now look at all the production on that. It's a tiny plant, unfortunately, but that's because it has so many peppers. I could pick those off and the plant would start growing. The Shezo, I'm trying to move the tomato branches out of the way, has Shezo peppers on it. These little black peppers, I think those are actually almost ready to pick. This eggplant has spent all of its time on this eggplant right here. So that's the eggplant we're getting this year. Probably the singular eggplant. You know, it doesn't have time for anything else. Which, you know what? I don't really care. I don't even like eggplant that much. I got ants crawling all over me now. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to not get tomatoes in the shop, but there's tomatoes everywhere. Where is the Baron pepper? That's what I'm trying to look for right now. Apparently, the tomatoes have taken over this bed. Didn't really think that was going to happen, but I left, again, I'll say this, for a trip. And the tomatoes fell over, and they're so huge, they never got staked. These are probably the healthiest tomatoes I've ever seen. You can't even tell them apart from everything else. You wouldn't even be able to tell this is up. In the camera, it honestly looks like this whole bed is consisted of tomatoes. But it's not. There's peppers in there, believe me. They have these tomatoes have like the thickest stems, too. They're absolutely amazing. And, you know, I'll be getting to trimming these. Pulling out these itty-bitty suckers. By the way, those are black crim. I think I might have mentioned that. Well, I'm also at it. I picked stuff off the raspberries, did the raspberries, you know, they're nice. So anyway, there's peppers on things, tomatoes on things, we got an eggplant, we have everything going on, and quickly, very quickly, I'm going to skip the squash bed for now. I'll do that a little bit later. But here, on the things, the tomatoes that I didn't know what to do with, yeah, over here we have a conglomerated blossom on one of the random tomato varieties that's in here. Don't ask me what it is. Again, more over here. These things are growing. That was the no prune tomato that I wasn't going to prune. Turns out I ended up pruning it because it had blight. So, but inside we have a beautiful looking little tomato that is forming. Look at that. I didn't even see it. No, but, and there's squash growing through this tomato. But look at that. Wow. That's the little squash thing that has grabbed onto the tomato. But isn't that really nice? That's a little perfect. That is what I would like to call the perfect looking tomato. If it was bigger, it would look amazing. This is the cherry tomato. It has billions of cherry tomatoes, and it looks like the funniest thing ever. It's like a big bush on a stick. It has this like vine coming down, and then it's this big clump of cherry tomatoes. But anyway, we got some ripening ones in there. You can see, nice tight cluster of them. So that's going to be interesting. You know, it's all good. So I'm going to come back later and do the squash bed because my camera is literally probably going to die like really soon. So, okay, it's probably about an hour later. You know, back in the garden, just gardening a little. You know, got the camera charged up. So, anyway, the squash bed is giant. We don't have any takers yet, so none that have been growing. But in here, look at this corn. That's corn. That's corn right there. I don't even know why it's there. Don't ask me. And I think there's a lot of powdery mildew. This isn't powdery mildew. That's actually just how the leaves of a whatchamacallit are made or whatever. These little spots right here, those are powdery mildew, but not these big chunks right there. Those aren't. So, you know, we have powdery mildew, like right there, that's tons of powdery mildew. I need to make up some fungicide and just spray that down, give it a good spray. So So I've picked stuff from these. Just want to say that I've picked stuff, but so far it doesn't look like we have any really nice squash or zucchinis, should I say. Here currently, we don't actually have any good squash. We have no squash that are dominantly growing, so that sucks. You know, that always sucks. But you know what? There's still time in the season, enough time for our squash to grow. I'm just trying to weave my way in here. You can see right here, that's no zucchini. That's actually another type of squash that has invaded, I believe. That is a butternut. Otherwise, there's nothing in here besides this flower that is being completely pinched. But otherwise, there's no male flowers to pollinate currently, just some females. But the other squash, like what I believe down here is a pumpkin. I think this is a pumpkin. Is that a pumpkin? That looks like a pumpkin anyway. But I think that's maybe gonna take. That is a big, as they call it, ovary. That's a really big ovary there. So I'm starting to think maybe, you know, if it does, wow, that's gonna be a big pumpkin. Sorry, I'm just clipping a leaf as I talk here. This leaf has some funky stuff going on. It looks like there's a big worm in there. It's squash vine borer because they don't bore into leaves, but who knows? Then over here we have another pumpkin that may or may not have been pollinated. There's a bunch of male flowers for the butternuts. Yeah, but these pumpkins are really growing. The spaghetti squash is in here somewhere. Again, you know, I think this is dead. It's starting to kind of shrivel up. It's not looking too well. Which sucks. This right here, I know. This is spaghetti squash. Yeah, this right here. There's one bit of it, and there's another bit, I think. No, that's not another bit of it. Anyway, I'm confused. You can see over there we have a little bit of problem with some stuff, but that happens with squash, you know? It just really happens. You just need to spray fungicide, feed them fertilizer, do what you gotta do to help. I'm trying to step in here to see if we can maybe find a magical squash that disappeared, but so far, no luck. Anyway, you know, we haven't had much luck at all with a lot of squash, actually. Haven't had much luck at all. Bunch of male flowers, I believe. This is a pumpkin, but you know, we haven't had much with the squash. There was a cucumber. Oh, I might have no, never mind, I deleted it. But when I did the first update, I did find a cucumber, but you know what, I picked it and ate it. It's long gone. It is now in a sewer system somewhere. Let's just put it that way. Oh, there is the cucumber plant. There it is. Found it? There. Cucumber plant. There was a big old hardy, nice cucumber on there. What I'm going to try to do with this cucumber plant is it doesn't want it, but I'm going to try to force it to come up like that. The cantaloupes. I just like saying it that way. I'm trying to find a place to step in here because I want to squish one of the vines. Oh, I think I just may have squished a vine. Okay, so I didn't. Just checking, you know, I just had the camera back here for a while. You know, raspberries, I think I mentioned that. But, cantaloupes, they're being cantaloupes. No female flowers on that one. But I do believe that there is an itty-bitty cantaloupe or an unpollinated dying cantaloupe, and I think that's an unpollinated dying cantaloupe. So that sucks. But anyway, that's the magical squash bed. It's magical. I guess this is it. Because, you know, I don't really have much else to share. Besides the fact that the tomatoes are growing and I cannot wait to pick some tomatoes. So, I guess I'm going to see you guys later. I'm probably going to do a couple new series on the channel, but that's just that. Well, this is the garden update. See ya. Yay, go extras. This is a little bit of an extra. I picked these off because they're just cracking so insanely. I accidentally picked off some other ones, but these weren't pollinated anyway, because they appear to be, let me just check, they might have been. No, they're both still white. That one hasn't grown in such a long time, neither is that one. So, you know, they're just cracking, and I don't want these cracks to become black. So this one is the only one that wasn't cracking, but I picked it off anyway because it was turning. Same with this one, but it has a nice solid crack practically all around it. So, anyway, that's all for this.